I made the cutest tulip garland, and here's how. First, I traced a simple symmetrical tulip and leaf shape onto cardstock and cut out a bunch of them. Then I folded 3 pieces in half and glued them together to create the 3D effect around the string. It took a minute, but it turned out so cute and feels like the perfect spring decoration. Follow Friday Love Co. for more craft ideas all year long.
Here we go. Count 1, guilty. Count 2, guilty. Count 3, guilty. Count 4, guilty. Count 5, guilty. Count 6, guilty. Count 7, guilty. Count 8, guilty. Count 9, guilty. Count 10, guilty. Count 11, guilty. Count 12, guilty.
This is how I tailor my cards for my best friends as an illustrator. I start by drawing out a sketch which can be mirrored. Keep as much space on your design where the fold goes. Then instead of cutting out the whole shape, I left this flap which can later close the collar. I then paint the whole thing with gouache, and on top I add some color pencils and I shade with pan pastels. Here I'm cutting 2 lines, exactly the length so the collar flap can go through. Then I paint the inside a nice bright color and I make the border the same color as the outside so it doesn't show. And this is the final piece, and Philo the Cavapoo loved it!
It was another year of DIY, so let's see everything I made this year. Our beloved Joann's closed this year, so I stocked up on a lot of supplies, and I started off the year with upcycling this thrifted sweater and creating these patches with some thrifted fabric. I did some more patchwork this year and cut up some thrifted fabrics and made this t-shirt. I also bought vintage iron-ons from Iron-On Queen on eBay, and I thrifted this button down and just kind of put a bunch of prints on it, but I need more. Since we moved into a home, I also upcycled a lot of frames using fabric, leftover wallpaper, and this is how some of our framed art looks in our new home now. I did some more DIY renter-friendly hacks, like using this contact paper on our kitchen countertops. I also did some quick sewing projects like this lace skirt that I thrifted and used it as this layering piece. I also upcycled this thrifted sweater, just quickly changed up the buttons to give it more personality, and I love it. For the fall spooky season, I made myself a witch hat using this vintage quilted pillow, and I love how it turned out. I'm obsessed. For my birthday in October, we did a whole New England fall tour. I used some thrifted fabrics and made myself a little birthday hat for the trip. It was a dream dream birthday trip. I did some more thrifting and upcycling and made this super easy and quick little microwave curtain. In the middle of the night one night, I decided to install my own basket bar, and I did it just in time for the holidays to decorate it all festive. I also created this Christmas patchwork backdrop using all thrifted fabrics, and I love how it came out. And like many years before, I finished off the year doing lots of holiday crafts. I did a 12 days of Craftmas, and I always have so much fun making things for the holiday season. I loved so much of what I did, like this holly or this stocking garland, and I upcycled this wall hanging and turned it into our tree skirt, and it was a great way to finish off the year that was full of many DIY projects.
This started life as a paper cup. Cut that into an odd number. Roughly an inch gives me 9. Great little flaps like that. I've tried a few different ways. It's a little bit of double-sided. I could use glue, but this is just a little bit neater. Bring it on there. Going all the way around. Once you've got the base how you want it to be, make sure you cut right up to the string. This is my favourite bit. Squish it right down. Weave, so you're going to go under and over, under and over, under, over. Once you get to this point, you can pick it up and put it in your hand. You keep weaving though, because you still want to add more to it. Bring it back in like a bowl, and then you're going to end up with this. So you could go higher than this. It's cute on itself. Wrap that all the way around. No basket is complete without a handle. A strip of cardboard. Wrap that nice and tight with nearly done though. And that to the shape that you want it to be. Of course we're going to add bows on it because bows make everything better. That's how you take paper cups and make them into baskets. Cute that is. You could fill it with all sorts of lovely things, couldn't you?
How to make big charms from smaller sections. Here I'm only using these pegboards, but it is not enough space for the charm design. Complete the sections and use the tape method like usual. For me, it is in halves. The goal is to line up the sections as best as possible without a gap. I am using a rotary tool used for fabric for this next part, and I am slowly cutting away the tape on one of the sections as close to the beads as possible. The less of a gap, the better. Line up the sections, using the other section's overhanging tape edge to hold the other in place. Press gently once you're happy, and now we can begin ironing. Mount the beads like usual, but give extra attention to the line where the sections meet. Pull the tape off gently while the piece is still warm. Clearly I didn't follow my own instruction. But don't be worried, this small gap will join once we iron the other side of the piece. Use something heavy and flat on top of the piece and let it cool for a few hours. And ta-da, a nice solid piece.
Let's make some trinket buttons. I'm using this air dry wood clay I found at my local art store, and it has a very strange crumbly, like almost cookie dough texture to it. There's actual wood pulp pieces in this, which is really cool. After I portion out all my pieces, I'm gonna dip a piece in water to rehydrate it and massage that in. I think it's gonna be easier to work with. So I'm gonna show you a few different ways to do this. One way is to flatten a ball of this dough into a circle and then go back and kind of fix all the little edges. And then I'm pushing my finger into the middle area to create this kind of a lip around the edge. I love intentional cracks, so let's add one of those in here. So the next method is just to form it with your fingers instead of flattening it out with a tool. So I'm just gonna squish kind of more in the middle and smooth out the edges. The next technique is using a little rolling pin or anything cylindrical just to get your shape, and then I go back in with my finger, of course, and make these little dimples so that we get an edge of the button. And this next one, I wanted to make a triangle shaped one, so I'm using a combination of techniques. I'm forming it with my hands and then using the rolling pin to get those corners to come out a little more, and then making the little dimples in all three corners, and then it's a little triangle shape. So now I'm going in to make the wood texture. I'm using different tools. I think this wire loopy one works the best. And just making irregular lines that kind of look like wood grain all around, pressing this tool in to get some really deep lines because that's going to make painting it really fun. I'm going to use the back of this etching tool to make the holes of our button. Boop, 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 cute. Okay, now we're going to go through and I'm just going to add the wood grain and the buttonholes in various methods to all of these other little pieces. I experimented with some different shapes like this little wood slice. I made a few cute little leafy shapes, and I even did a button mushroom cap because I mean, come on. Once these dry for a few days, they have such a lovely texture and sound to them. Come back for part 2 to paint all these up with me.
No one is gonna tell you this, but I will. You have way too many clothes. So I'm gonna teach you how to upcycle some of them from this to this with no sewing at all. This was so easy, it took me like under 20 minutes. Alright, let's go! You'll need an old shirt, anything that fits you tight, and some scissors. Firstly, lay your shit down on a flat surface. Now place a shirt that fits you tight on top of it. Make sure that the shoulder and neck points align. After that, cut along the sides of the shirt using the tight shirt as a basis for where you cut. The measurement does not matter at all, just make sure they look alike. Once you reach the end, cut the hem of the shirt because we're gonna use that later. Now cut everything you've done into 2 equal pieces. When you're done with that, pull on all the strands tightly, like really tight. And after that, double knot everything. Make sure it's secure so that it won't get fucked up in the wash. Now cut all the excess off. But if you're into that, then leave that shit on. It should look like this when you're done. Now cut the top part of your shirt. Start a few cm below the shoulder point and cut across. Now fold the front part of the shirt in half. And make sure that the shoulder seams line up. Now cut lines across the center of the shirt. I made a graphic to help visualize what I'm doing better, but cut the biggest line on the top of the shirt, cut the smallest line on the middle of your chest, and cut a medium line where your tummy starts. And cut in between those lines, making sure they blend with each other. It should look like this when you're done. Now fold the front of the shirt to its sides. Start cutting where you cut your medium line, and then transition the cuts into a medium line at the bottom. And repeat that shit on the other side. It should look like this when you're done. Now stretch that shit out! When you're done with that, put your shirt on a pillow that matches your body type, and start making the holes into bigger holes. For this part, you're gonna grab the second strand and pull it over top the first strand, and pull it down, and grab the third strand and pull it through, repeating that order. God damn, that was a mouthful, Jesus. Okay, anyways, here's a graphic showing what I just said, but like better. And if you're confused, I added extra details in the comments. Once you reach the end, grab a strand that you cut earlier and then use it to tie the last 2 strands together, and cut any excess off. Now cut 2 holes on each side of the shirt. And lastly, cut the corners of the sleeves. I made a graphic so that you can understand it better. Now grab the hem of your shirt and a long strand and use it to cinch your waist from the holes we made on the side and on the top of the shirt. Don't worry about the back because it'll get covered when you wear it. And congratulations, you're done! Thank you so much for watching.
A bow top. Next, we're leveling up this boring shirt by turning it into one of these pretty tops I found on Pinterest. So get your scissors and turn this round neckline into a square one. Then cut off the arms on both sides like this. Crop it to your desired length, and now to make it fit you perfectly, turn the shirt around and cut a straight line in the back. Try it on and mark the middle of where your shirt is overlapping. So now you're going to cut this much off on both sides. And because it fit me more tightly at the top, I'm cutting it in this triangle shape. Now to reconnect both sides, cut some tiny holes on the edge, and I cut them in a distance of 1 centimeter. Then take the leftover fabric from the bottom of the shirt and cut out 2 thin straps. I tied them together on one end and put some safety pins on the other. So now it's time to put the straps through the holes in a way you would lace a shoe. Do this all the way till you're at the bottom and finish off by tying a bow. So now cut 2 more strips and tie them around both sleeves. Then use a safety pin to gather the fabric in the middle. And with that, the top is done, and I think it turned out so adorable. And you can even wear this top in different ways, like turn it into an off-shoulder top or a tank top. And by the way, if you want to see a video where I level up boring clothes with my sewing machine, let me know. Now, I'm still a beginner when it comes to sewing, but I've been taking a sewing class which helped me so much with learning the sewing basics and leveling up my sewing skills. And I found this class on Skillshare, which is the largest learning platform for creatives. So if you, for example, want to get into painting, self-development, design, film, and more, Skillshare is the right place for you. And if you're not sure where to start, Skillshare designed learning paths, which are handpicked classes to help you get from beginner to pro in no time. And a learning path I highly recommend is the Master Your Productivity path, because sometimes I get stressed and overwhelmed by my everyday tasks, so this path helped me to rebuild my mindset and overcome distractions. The first 500 people to use my link in the description will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So get started today. Thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. A dress. You can also transform your shirt into a dress.
It's so sweet.
You're too good to be true, like a dream with a view. I would choose over a cashmere horizon. like a castle in the air. We don't care, we're right there, and your hair the same color as mine is, 'cause I know you, oh, you are a true blue.
Do you have a ton of scrapbook paper and want to make more use out of this paper? Let me show you an idea that you can create with no supplies and make wonderful envelopes or pockets so that you can add whatever little items you need to add. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. All you need is scrapbook paper that is a square. Whether it's 12 by 12 like this is, 10 by 10, 8 by 8, it just needs to be a square. We're going to make a fold, taking the top to match the bottom and crease it really well. Open it up. Now we're going to make another fold. Center your edge on the fold line. We're going to crease it well. That's the secret. You can master creasing, you're ahead of the game. Take the other side, and we're going to do the same thing. It should look something like this, like a kite. And I'm going to take it to this, and I'm going to kind of straighten my fold right here. So this is actually going to get tucked in underneath. Now comes the fun part. Let's make the accordion. Take one edge and we're going to fold to this edge of that part of the paper. So now we've done this. We're actually going to fold it. And you see you have an accordion. One more time. And all we do is bring the flap over. If this inspired you to get great use of that scrapbook paper that we all have a ton of, kindly like, follow, and share it.
Been the object of someone's hate, like you stood all alone. Have you ever felt this way? Have you ever been betrayed, labeled words you just can't say, suffered silently, wanting to be erased? There's a reason to believe again when faith is nowhere to be found. Try to find strength to try again and stand on solid ground. You keep searching for a hero, you just want to find a friend, you just want to make a difference, bring this battle to an end. All the words that make you stronger, you learn how to look within. You're the hero that you're after, You are a hero, hero. You are a hero. Have you ever wanted peace, to feel the freedom of release? Whispered quietly, announced time scream. 'Cause mercy triumphs over judgment. Light will always shine in darkness. Ooh, and you won't get the best of me. There's a reason to believe again and stand on solid ground. Yeah. You keep searching for a hero. You just wanna find a friend. You just wanna make a difference.